Okay, so I was gonna give this a break for a while, but I've been really excited the last couple days, as you guys saw. And I think it's important to talk to singles about what happens to you, because we are truly experiencing the twin flame phenomenon, which, like I said, I don't necessarily think everybody does. That thinks they are, but there are enough of us out there that will kind of steer you into what you need to do to figure it out. For me personally, figuring it out meant trial and error, right? And so that kind of brings me to today and trying to explain to you pretty much, what I want to talk about, which is denial. Okay, so the excitement of the last couple of days, the breakthrough from Monday to now it's Wednesday, and sort of the things that transpired yesterday when I was rambling is, while one person may not fully comprehend what bond the two share, the person who does, the more, shall we say, aware twin, there's going to be a lot of different feelings running through you. I mean, we talked about how with me, my twin had to deal with my neediness. It brought out my neediness. It brought out the need to be, it brought out my neediness. I mean, if I had been as evolved as I was with the false twin, or sort of figured out what the deal was with the false twin, with my twin, we'd still be talking, because I wouldn't have demanded the 15 minutes a week. I wouldn't have been, Now, to me personally, I don't think 15 minutes a week to talk to someone who swears devotion to you and, undying love is a huge, huge sacrifice. But the neediness was there, and my guide said, uh-oh, he's going to get needy, and so it brought this all out. Now, forward this to the last year or so that I haven't talked to my twin, that he's been, doing his thing and deciding that I'm the worst person in the world, instead of looking at his own stuff and coming to, hey, I was just as big a prick as he was, and oh yeah, I did what he did to other people. So what he did to me, I did to others, which means the whole reason we don't like each other is because we were mirroring each other, which is, oh my God, a real, true twin flame phenomenon. You mirror, and when the shadow's in effect, that mirror is disgustingly dirty. And that's what I've been telling you guys about in terms of doing Reiki, in terms of working on yourselves, right? But let's talk about the thing that's going to get you through it all, denial. Now, my twin is fully in denial, because my twin, like I said, until my twin talks to me, until he says, let's maybe try and make this work properly, and I'll actually, I'll actually put in some effort instead of expecting you to be the only one to put the effort in. I'm pretty much at the point where it's done, it's over, he's gone, and that's fine, because here's where I'm trying to get back on track with. You can deny your twin flame is your twin flame all you want, but one thing's going to happen when you deny him. You're going to shut off, or her, you're going to shut off love. You're going to start feeling unloved, unwanted, all of those things that the twin flame experience awakens in us. The minute we sit in denial is we turn it off, or we go numb to it. I don't think we can technically turn it off. And so when you are accepting of your twin and you're still working through your stuff, the psychology is going to be very simple. You're going to hate that person. You're going to want to deny that person. You're going to want to, it's almost like, Jesus in the Bible, and how, you will, by dawn, you will have denied me 3 times. Every time you live in denial, every time you try to walk away and walk away without actually letting go, and this gets a little tricky, you go into a different sense of being. You don't have the joys, you don't have the, and by joys, what I'm trying to say is there's this natural energy pattern that exists within the twins. And as a single twin, when you start to say that twin isn't my, that twin sucks, or that twin this, or, then suddenly you're not letting that energy circulate in you. You're turning off, you're basically stopping the process, is what I'm hearing. And so living in denial actually hurts us more than it helps us. I mean, there are times where living in denial with Pup was good for me, because it allowed me that growth period. It allowed me to deal with me, see me, experience me. If I didn't deny Pup, I wouldn't have found the false twin. I wouldn't have had all these mirror moments to my twin to help me see and help me get from on high the knowledge that actually I truly have cleared all this stuff up. Because now, if someone doesn't talk to me, I don't care. Because I'm actually at the point where I'm like, okay, you know what? This is where they're at. This is where I'm at. It's not about me. It's about them. And so that has changed so much. And it came to me because my neediness about communicating with him was my first partner. My first partner and I, well, we were like glue. Like, we talked all the time. We saw each other all the time. There was always, a connection. And so when I met my twin, it was very, very important to me to maintain that connection because I hadn't gotten to the point that I'm talking to you at now, which is having that sense of self, that sense of validity with me. My pup never has to come back into my life, and that's fine. I mean, it's going to suck shit. Not going to lie, because it would be so much cooler to have him around. But he can't take anything from me. He can't... If I want to be upset, if I want to be mad, if I want to be sad, if I want to be angry at him, that's all me. And that's me turning off love, which is what the twin flame is all about. It's about you igniting within yourself unconditional love. And so they can't take that away from you once you find it. Once you've had a twin flame experience, you can't undo the experience. And so you need to deal with all of the things that make you want to undo the feelings or undo the experience and deal with those feelings. And once you've dealt with those feelings, you can't be... No matter what they do, whether they come back or not, they can't hurt you anymore because you're no longer allowing yourself to hurt yourself because you're allowing the love to just exist. So chew on that for a while, because as important as it is to let go and move on, letting go and moving on literally means having done the work, right? So when you're doing the work, live in denial, sit there and be like, oh, fuck this person, fuck this person, fuck this person. But remember something. The minute you actually allow yourself to feel that love again, when you feel that excitement for knowing that they're there, and your heart skips or your stomach gets butterflies or, like my twin actually vomited. He claimed he was vomiting when I threatened to walk away from him. And I'm like, so why wouldn't you make the effort to make someone stay in your life? Like, hello? And so that was part of my anger with him too. It was another layer of but this is what I'm talking about, is we evoked emotion inside of each other, and our shadows played the negative. And when you're dealing with your shadow, when they've walked away, and you're starting to deal with that shadow, when you're trying to get it fixed, live in denial for a while, but don't live in denial for forever, because once you let go, and you stop hurting, and you stop hating, and you start loving again, whether they come back or not, they can't control anything that's going to happen to you, but what's going to happen to you is a miracle. Nothing short of. So live in the love after the denial, because once you start to gauge the amount of denial you're living in and you start to feel that love again by accepting them, then the minute you start accepting them is the minute you start feeling love. That's the minute you start connecting. And whether it's just with their soul and never with their 3D ego consciousness, or whether it's with their physical presence and that brings you guys together, you need to know that love is yours. That love was there from the start, but we bury that stuff. We don't accept that stuff. And my twin reminded me who I am. And he reminded me that I am love, that all I am is love. And so, I hope that one day that we can actually communicate, but, again, he no longer has that control over me. He no longer matters at those levels, because if he comes back, it's icing on the cake. If he doesn't come back, guess what? The next person in my life, they're going to get someone who's so ready to give and be a part of a relationship that's real, that's solid, that's lasting for, unlike a lot of stuff that's going on. So, the key to the twin flame, and sort of wrap this back up, is the denial, because the more you deny them, the harder it gets for you to be happy. But then you go back to liking them, you go back to being okay with them, you go back to accepting them, and you start to feel better again, and you start to feel happier. And then you start feeling the pain again, you start feeling the absence. And then you want to deny them. And that's okay, because like I said, little bit, not so much. Little bit, not so much. Deny, 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 live in love. Deny, 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 live in love. And sooner or later that changes to just living in love. And then you become free. And that's the gift they give to you, whether they come back or not, is your freedom to love, to be yourself, and to change humanity. One twin flame at a time. Love you guys. Don't change. Keep growing. Well, change and grow and be happy.